risk of death than their white peers, which could be in part due to poor health coverage. 980 deaths, wow, per 100,000. One of the highest rates nationwide. This figure represents 288 more deaths than the comparable rate for white residents, nearly the largest gap reviewed. These black residents of Wisconsin are also nearly 10 times more likely than white residents to go to prison, nearly the largest gap. Black children in Wisconsin had worse educational outcomes than both their white classmates. So none of these were in the South. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
But then in the South, that's where black people, even though they make up the majority of where black people live at in these southern states, and are paid less and have higher obesity rates. I mean, because if you look at all these states compared, I'm telling you, Mississippi don't look good. It just doesn't.
But you know, I find
There's
it
nowhere for us to go.
I find it kind of shocking that New Jersey is in number 7, number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I find it kind of shocking that New Jersey number 8, and New York didn't make the list.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Very interesting.
Well, I guess you just get choked in New York.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. It doesn't look like we can breathe anywhere, Anselm. Time check.
Time check. The time is approximately 9:32 p.m. That time check is brought to you by Semper Alexander Computer Consultants, where they implement cost-effective solutions to fulfill your business needs. Semper Alexander for all your computer needs. You can call them at 973-763-2011. That's 973-763-2011. Of course, we can't leave without giving you the SOMO quote of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the SOMO quote of the day?
I don't know.
I mean, that story was an interesting story. That New Jersey is considered to be number 8 on the list. Nah, I got to talk to those people. So here's the SOMO quote of the day. You can't really understand another person's experience until you have walked a mile in their shoes.
Okay.
You can't really understand another person's experience until you have walked a mile in their shoes.
Or in their not shoes, right?
Oh, in their what?
They're not having any shoes. Is that mic on? Falling apart here, Anson.
Yeah. Well, from where I sit, this is it. Time check, 9:33 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall says that's all.
It's time to go, but I'd like to stay.
I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work harder. For every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Closing remarks, Marjorie?
No, Anselm, it's been an interesting 3 days with you.
This is the
Hey, you know what? And there's this demonstration in Washington and one in New York about the families, regarding the families and police brutality. You're interested in?
When is that?
I'm looking at this one Saturday.
This Saturday?
This Saturday in
What
D.C.
In D.C.?
In Washington, D.C. This is a big national march. We'll see how big and national it is considering the weather. But, I mean, people are kind of angry, and I haven't read about any buses leaving. Sure. Indeed, there are some buses. So, let's look for that information. But, you know, you should go to a march, Anselm. I don't think you've ever seen, except for the Ted Nugent one, you know, is that the most riotous it's got for you? That Ted Nugent, when we were out there all by yourself interviewing people.
You see, we have to, that is something
amazing, interesting.
That's something we have to learn to get better at from the Caribbean.
What?
We have to learn to get better at going to marches and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, you've had many.
Because
look at these guys that came out of Trinidad: Stokely Carmichael, Roger Toussaint. I'm sure that these are some real revolutionary black.
Yeah, they're revolutionary.
Great men who came out of your country.
But right, we got a few who are revolutionists. I mean, revolutionary to the bone.
There you go. So they have led
but
the
they're
way.
the outliers.
So you can be an outlier.
But you see what it is, though.
Not lying outside.
This is the problem that we have. This is the problem that we have.
We as in?
From the Caribbean. When you have some of these marches, it's winter, man.
It's winter in America.
And that winter is tough.
But you know what? You're making excuses right
That's not an excuse. It's keeping it real. That's the reality of the situation.
Okay, listen. Well, I'm from cold, useless Michigan.
You accustomed to the cold.
No, I hate this, Anselm.
Well, listen.
And I'm old
if you
now.
hate it, we from the Caribbean, where the temperature drops from 100 degrees to 95 degrees. You know, we think that's cold. That's right. When the temperature falls, okay, nighttime coming, it's 90 degrees during the day. It falls to 85 degrees. We go get our leather jackets.
You guys, you just got nothing to do, huh?
You got nothing to do. That's right. Go get your leather jacket.
Just liming around.
See ya.
Good night.
Same so more time, same so more channel. Later. We always give you this song before we go.
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. So we're giving thanks to the Most High for all of His blessings, His guidance. Oh Lord, how great Thou art Thee. Thank you for blessing me. Transpose all my energy, yeah, and molded talents in me. Now those on my head, I appreciate your gratitude, endurance, and faith. They standing in line, want to intertwine, devour my body, soul, and mind. But my will is strong, they can't show me down. With your guidance I will carry on. Oh Lord, every day I'm going to sing this song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. Yeah. Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. Yeah. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. And I thank you for blessing me every day. And through the river walls, I will walk with you beside me, be unharmed, cause you can find me, yeah. And when the kingdom falls, you'll console me from my distress. In your warmth of grace I will rest, yeah. No resurrection can remove me from your bubble. They will perish in their rubble, yeah. And if that false fear falls, oh Lord, I will be lifted up to you, the Lord, and sing it. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. Hey. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. And I thank you for blessing me every day. And so I sing again. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. Thank you, Lord, for every little thing. Hey. Thank you, Lord, for what you've done for me. And I thank you for blessing me every day. Thank you for giving them love. Thank you for giving me all. Thank you for keeping my faith. Thank you for saying thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh Lord. Thank you. Thank you.